Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Traffic Zero, and today let's talk about the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. So I've spent my entire week essentially playing the beta. My hands hurt a lot, and my back hurts a lot from sitting around all week. So yeah, let's just talk about a few discoveries we've made for Lance. Of course, this was just me doing my own experimentation. I have not watched any of anyone else's other videos. So yeah, I'm just gonna list off some stuff in no particular order. So yeah, let's just get into it. If you guys have found anything that I do not mention here, go ahead and just leave me a comment and we can just chat about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and go.
I gathered some materials too. Check your sacred's pouch.
Alright, the biggest fucking thing is... Where's my chicken? There. Okay. The biggest thing is that the Lance's riding attack, if you hold triangle, you can joust. Alright, people have been asking for Lance jousting for like a decade. And now you guys no longer have to mention it to me. Yeah, so stop asking for jousting because it's in. And yeah, so it just drains stamina over time. I'm not even really sure why, because you know she's just holding the Lance forward. I guess they just don't want you to be able to do infinite damage. But yeah, this is actually weirdly useful when pursuing monsters. It is absolutely horrific. You guys will see this when I post my Doshagama hunt. But yeah, it's pretty useful. Of course, it's not going to work on monsters that can just freaking sprint away from you. But yeah, this is pretty great. Oh yeah, what? I guess you can't do focus mode on chicken. Yeah, this is pretty good. Oh, and you can dismount attack. Neat. Okay. Okay, and then randomly in no particular order. Yeah, so the adjust step, I'm just gonna call it that, I have no idea what it's called. Yeah, so you can adjust backward on mid thrust. But the side adjust only works while you're in focus mode. Yeah, if you turn off focus mode, it just mildly changes the direction, but it doesn't do this adjusting step. On high thrust, you do not have access to the adjustment. Yeah, actually on high thrust, if you attempt to do the adjustment, it just changes the... Yeah, I'm just pressing left stick right now, and it is just adjusting the direction I'm facing, which is weird, because, yeah, I'm not using the right stick for that. Okay. Yeah, so I guess the mid-thrust adjustment is for adjusting position, and for high thrust, it's for adjusting direction. I'm not sure why they made that differentiation. Okay, the side sweep, which you can't lead with it now. Like the side sweep has very high motion value. Yeah, pretty good against Forg. Yeah, and you notice when it swings, it actually swings high, which it didn't used to do. Yeah, you can't do two of these in a row, unfortunately. But yeah, very good motion value now. It does have a very long recovery. So, I do tend to include it in my 3-hit combo whenever I have a long opening. I think the best position for it is on second hit. And then you can do a faster follow-up after that, so you have better recovery. Okay, what is the recovery on it? Yeah, so the recovery's that long. Okay, so you know how we can insta-guard cancel? Yeah, so for neutral, it's very fast. Mid-thrust has fast recovery. I guess guard poke technically doesn't have the recovery. What I find now is that high thrust has much longer recovery than mid thrust. Yeah, and this is actually, the longer recovery is actually getting me hit sometimes. Okay, we can't see it here. Leaping thrust only does 2 hits instead of 3 now, so this, I think it actually does pretty okay damage, but it is slow to come out, and then with the lower number of hits, it should be less good for doing elemental damage. But yeah, here's a big disclaimer before we go into things. This is just the beta, so we shouldn't really take this as a strong indication of how damage and timing is going to go. Things are always subject to change. And yeah, it's just the beta. We shouldn't be so worried about damage and optimization and stuff. That's all going to change when the full game releases. So I'm just noting my observations here. So yeah, let's not worry about that stuff too much. Okay, on leaping thrust, the recovery is fairly long, so if you want to do your chains, it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, you gotta delay it. You gotta delay your guard dash. What the heck? What was that? I'm not sure how he did that, chat. Oh, okay, yeah, this was something else I meant to talk about. Okay, so here's a weird thing about, here's a weird thing about Shield Bash. So you can change the direction of your attack after Shield Bash now, which I did not expect that at all. Okay, I guess it doesn't work on Leaping Thrust. Oh, and here's another weird thing. Yeah, so you can change the direction using mid thrust or high thrust, but not leaping thrust. Oh yeah, the other thing is you can actually... Oh, hi, Ford. Yeah, you can do shield bash into leaping thrust, so that's an entirely new combo route. Please don't attack me. No. No, go away. Shoo, shoo. Dang it. Okay, Here, go away. Shoot. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, go away forward. Okay, and to... Oh yeah, steps. Oh, sorry, so we can chain 3 steps together. Do a long back step. Okay, you can only do 1 long back step in your chain of 3. In Sunbreak, you used to be able to do, you know, a long, short, long, but you only get 1 now. So, yeah, thanks Capcom. Okay, I used to really enjoy chaining, like, backstep into reverse guard dash. That doesn't work anymore. Yeah, now when you go from step into guard dash, it always does forward to change the direction you're facing. There are pros and cons to this. I suppose people may find it more useful to be able to change the direction you're facing. I like to maintain the same direction, but now you can't do that outside of focus mode. So, so if you do focus mode, you can use the directional guard dashes with step. Yeah, and you can chain backwards too, which is, this is my favorite like a retreating tool. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, for focus mode, the shield strike for the focus attack has very short reach. Of course, you're supposed to use this to hit monsters in their wounds, and the reach is so short that I oftentimes whiff them, or I end up hitting a part that's not the intended part. It is causing trouble for me in my runs. But yeah, maybe you guys will be better at it than I am. But yeah, it's a problem. It has long recovery also. Yeah, it's good we have instant access to a shield punch, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I haven't really made note of its damage or of its KO value, so maybe that's good, but I haven't been paying much attention to it. Basically, I just use it for doing yeah, the victory thrust combo, or I guess it just kind of auto combos by itself. So yeah, I don't really use it for much outside of that. But yeah, I wish it had longer reach. Yeah, like they could have easily done it if you're holding forward, they should have had the hunter leap forward for more reach or something. But yeah, maybe that's something they can do later. Okay, for charge counter, you can only enter that after your 3-hit combo. Yeah, this state is not a block or guard state. It only blocks when you release the button. Let me show you from this direction. Watch the shield. Yeah, so it only blocks when you release. Which is going to be incredibly weird because all of the Lance's other block and counter states, they're on button press, not on button release, so this one's very different compared to the other ones. And I have trouble just even setting up the timing on this thing. Yeah, so I'm actually not even incredibly sure like how long the window is for the focus counter, the charge counter. I can use it a little bit, but it is very difficult to set up. You will probably never, ever land it in multiplayer. There's just too much chaos and weird timing for it. But yes, it is probably the most difficult move in the entire moveset, Lance moveset to use. So yeah, I do wish it was different and it could be just accessed at any time. But yeah, only after hit 3. Yeah, good luck with the timing. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to show you this. This might be just really messed up, but I think you can chain. I think you can chain charge finishers together. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to knock you down there. Yeah, I can kind of get it to work if I mash buttons. So you can kind of do this, but not terribly useful. Oh yeah, the startup on Lance Charge is very slow. I mean, come on, we already have enough trouble like controlling our speed and positioning and stuff. Just help us out a little bit. Yeah, startup speed is slow. Okay, payback thrust. This thing. Yeah, so the attack takes quite some time to execute, and I find that for how slow this thing is, the damage is not very good. Yeah, it seems to be like twice the motion value of a mid thrust, something like that. I like for how long it takes to come out, I would actually raise it up to maybe 3 times. But yeah, like I don't find it to be terribly useful. It is nice that you can change direction with it, but yeah, I do wish its damage was higher. Okay. Alright, so during lance charge, you can change the direction by pressing left and right. Oh no. Dude, I'm just minding my own shit. Here, you mind this shit. Go away. Okay, but if you use focus mode, yeah, you can turn very, very sharp. Sorry, I... Okay. Friendly fire. Okay, yeah, so if you use focus mode, you can turn very, very sharp. Yeah, so you can even just turn completely around. Not that this is the most efficient way to do that. You can just, hold back an X. But, if, trying to keep things on screen, yeah, you can just direct the camera with focus mode, and that will turn you pretty sharply. So, pretty neat. Okay, and I'm pretty sure this existed in the old games, but yeah, some people in the chat were pointing out that yeah, when you do the jump attack, you can attack in any direction. I'm pretty sure this existed, and pretty sure people are already doing this in World. But yeah, you can change the direction of your jumping thrust. Okay, some differences we need to note about stamina. So, Shield Walk will no longer consume... Or, yeah, Shield Walk will no longer regenerate stamina, which is really unfortunate, because I used it a lot for that. You still regenerate stamina during attacks. Yeah, for some reason, you regenerate stamina during guard dash. Yeah, and the regeneration on it is pretty good, actually. Yeah, so this will actually give you more reason to use guard dash. Of course, if you're blocking an attack with guard dash, I'm sure that will consume more stamina. But yeah, it does recover stamina as well. I don't really... There's, like, I already scared off all the animals, but I'm pretty sure for Perfect Guard, Perfect Guard actually does consume stamina on block. And I use a ton of Perfect Guard against Ray Dow. I'm not terribly sure of me having good timing against it or not, but yeah, Perfect Guard doesn't seem to have the same properties as previous games, where you can get Perfect Guard, so you can basically use it at any time. Like your weapon is much safer than it used to be, because you can just guard whenever you need. But they did nerf it a little bit, where Perfect Guard doesn't have like 100% knockback resistance. Yeah, so you can still be put in knock stun or guard stun, like during Perfect Guard. Although if you time it well, you still will be able to do a counter attack. But yeah, like for heavy hitting attacks, it will push you back a little bit. So, and something I wasn't able to look for myself was for Perfect Guard, does it still take chip damage? I'm not sure, but yeah, we know now that Perfect Guard can consume stamina, and it has some knockback to it, depending on the attack. And then chip, yeah, one of you guys will probably know. Yeah, let me know about the chip damage. And, okay, for those super duper really good guard properties, they have moved that over to, yeah, charge counter. Yeah, so if you manage to land the timing on charge counter, I believe it has no knockback and no chip, guaranteed. Although the timing is horribly difficult. So, yeah, that's what I was able to find about it. Alright guys, I think that was all I was able to discover for myself for Lance. A lot of very interesting changes. This was probably my favorite discovery. Yeah, being able to use guard dash to just change whatever direction you need on any of your attacks, that's gonna be very useful. But yeah, Lance is feeling pretty good. It's feeling a lot different than I expected. But I hear that overall, all the weapons across the board are feeling slower and less responsive. And hopefully, they are definitely picking a direction. They want this game to be more grounded and methodical. And they do not want you to button mash. They want you to be more deliberate in your timing. But for Lance, I do feel that it's a weapon that should be, very high speed, very high responsiveness, very high, it shouldn't have to commit so much to all of its attacks. So yeah, I do wish the Lance were more responsive and had less recovery time on its attacks. I don't know why they wanted high thrust to have more recovery on it. That's just really goofy to me. I do think they're trying very hard to differentiate high thrust from mid thrust. But yeah, during the beta, I do find myself using mid thrust a little bit more, just because it does come out faster. But yeah, now that we know all this, I believe there should be a survey for the beta, so you guys can, yeah, go leave all these comments for Capcom. Yeah, personally, I'm gonna ask them to increase Lance damage, decrease the recovery, or just remove all the recovery from the Lance attacks. Oh, hello, Mr. Goat. Yeah, so, yeah, I want them to lower the recovery from the attacks they added recovery to. Yeah, I want them to add damage. And yeah, as good as the character creator is, you can, you have a lot of control over, making your character's face pretty. I would like to make all of my character very pretty, but yeah, we're not allowed to do that right now. But yeah, I would ask Capcom to add that in for us. Anyway, guys, I think yeah, that's all we're gonna chat about for today. So hopefully you found these discoveries very useful. Yeah, don't bring up Lance jousting to me anymore, because it's in. You don't need to beg me for it. I have no sway over Capcom at all. But yeah, now you guys know, for any of you that didn't get to play the beta for yourselves. But yeah, I really appreciate you checking this out and taking the time. So yeah, you guys can like and subscribe, all that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go and cut you loose. Thank you so much. And then, yeah, we will see you next time. Later. Goodbye.